Where am I?
This meeting is being recorded.
Yay. All right, we're just gonna wait for
How do
everyone.
I turn my phone?
How do you think?
Click Kathy?
Oh, right here. Click. You
I
can
thought it was start
hey,
media.
Emily,
click.
Yeah.
I'm gonna eat.
Oh yeah, just do yourself.
Go ahead.
So, but I'm probably not gonna eat like in front of you all, so I may
Oh,
just
yeah.
like peace out for a minute. Okay.
You're good. I know you're there.
All right. Thank you.
You can just tune in if you have questions and all that.
Okay.
Good stuff. Yeah,
Awesome.
you are
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Ooh,
Ooh.
top of my head.
Hi, Beth.
That's all you get.
It's all we get.
That's all you get.
You know, that's okay. I know you're here. Just need your eyeballs.
Make sure I'm paying attention.
Yeah.
All right.
Yay, this is fun. All right. I'm gonna give it another minute. Make this smaller. The lighting in my gym is awful, but we're gonna work with it. How many do we have? 3. You guys, I'm gonna give it one more minute and then I'm gonna start. I know there's gonna ooh, I have an echo. If you guys wouldn't mind muting yourself unless you have a question.
Okay.
That would be fantastic. And I'm gonna go to screen. Share screen. We want PowerPoint. Yay. Also, Beth, I have in for anybody else vegan meals to share. So I'll pop them in a Facebook group or email or whatever works. Awesome. So I think everybody, yeah, everybody's looking at that. Beautiful. All right. So please, if you have questions, just chime in. I know everybody's muted. So how do I get everybody on the same page? I would love to see everybody's face. Please don't hesitate. Okay, cool. So yes, we have this little PowerPoint. But first of all, welcome everybody. And I know there's a number of you who are here and eating dinner, and you can totally, you don't have to do it in front of the camera if you want to turn your camera off. Oh, we got 2 more people, I got to admit. And here we go, admit, perfect. Okay, great. So yeah, so welcome and congratulations on taking this first step for you. Super exciting. There are about 15 of you in total, and I know some people couldn't be here tonight that have signed up. You've probably seen everybody's names in the Facebook group chat. And so please, just if you have questions, like that's what the Facebook group is for. And also if people have like really great recipes they try and they love them, post them in that Facebook group. So you can give them to other people, share them, give people ideas. That would be fantastic. Real quick, before we start in on this little slideshow, just to, you know, go through kind of an overview and orientation and all that good stuff, I want to go through a little checklist I made. So if you haven't paid me yet, tonight would be the night, or check, cash, whatever works for you. That would be fantastic. If you, let's talk about the phone and sending me food photos. Can you guys see my face at all, or is it just the screen sharing? You can see my face. Okay, cool. Thank you. Thanks for the nod and the thumbs up. Yes, if you haven't sent me your weight yet, and it can just be the photo of your feet on the scale, that's perfect. Do that tomorrow morning. So I always tell people weigh in the morning after you pee, no clothes on. It's the most accurate data. Just do that tomorrow morning. And then your weigh-in day will be every Tuesday morning. So every week I want everyone to send me their weight Monday morning. I know it might be a little evil after the weekend. However, it is accurate. So that'll be reoccurring for every Monday morning. And then we're going to go over this as we go through this little PowerPoint I made, but put your hand in the photo of the food for me. Just put your palm, I don't care if it's face up or face down, next to the plate. And that gives me a better idea for portion size. So for every food photo you send, and yes, send me everything. I don't care if it's a piece of a chocolate bar or half-eaten mac and cheese you made your kids, just send me it, whatever it is. That way it gives me accurate data. So when I'm talking to you about food, I actually know calories in versus calories out and why we're seeing changes and why we're not seeing changes. I already mentioned I have vegan options for food. I'm going to post them in the Facebook group later. If you have an immediate question for me regarding something you're eating, anything at all, email is the thing that I will get back to you the fastest, because everyone's texting me nonstop. It is a second number that's on an app. So I won't be checking that 24/7. The thing I check the most is my email, and I'll be checking that throughout the day. Protein powder options. I know some people had questions about those. I'll get into that. Last thing I want to note, I do work with, I have a meal prep service, and her name is Alicia. She's great. It's called the Hungry Gains. She's out of Portland, and she's giving you guys 10% off. And I will post the 10% off code in the Facebook group after this. She's giving you that 10% off for the 6 weeks you're doing the challenge, which is awesome. Okay. I think those were all of my reminders, and otherwise, let's get into this little PowerPoint. So I think a lot of you came to pick up the cookbook, the physical cookbook. Some of you also have the virtual one from Facebook. So this is kind of a little bit of what's in the beginning, that like orientation piece of the cookbook. And it's just like a word on change, and like to review and summarize really what you're doing, if I'm being like completely honest with you, is we're working on habit change, right? And habit change takes a while. And so by no means, don't fool yourself. In 6 weeks, you're not going to have all these habits down pat and like be ready to rock. It's a really awesome jumping off point. And what I'm doing here is really putting, helping you put yourself first, so we can start working on those small habit changes that are going to affect your life and help put you first in a positive way. And so it doesn't mean you have to disregard your family and put yourself first, but it's finding that balance, right? So if you haven't yet, I highly recommend talking to your significant other, the person that you live with, and just letting them know what your goals are. That little goal sheet that I had everyone send me, tell them to your spouse, tell them to your significant other, so that they're on board with you and maybe they can help keep you accountable. Fantastic. That would be great. And then you have that support network, hopefully at home. And if anyone struggles with that support network at home, feel free to talk to me about it. Feel free to, talk to a therapist about it. But that's, I think, a really important piece in this too. Okay, I'm going to try and find a way to blow this up so you guys can see it. And of course, I'm having a hard time figuring out where play is. That's not play. Hold on, you guys. If anyone sees it and can help my challenge self.
Hey, just go to slideshow, see up there on the right there, slideshow, and maybe start. Yes, from beginning or from current slide. See slideshow. Yeah, you're good. And then there, choose one of those, either from the beginning or from the current slide.
Perfect, you're the best.
There you go.
Thank you.
And now probably your arrows will, there. Good job.
Thank you so much. Okay.
You betcha.
You can tell I don't really use this anymore. It's like it's been since college. And okay, so I think we've gone over all of these things. I wanted to move into meals because I know that was a question for a lot of people. We haven't really had an orientation yet, so makes total sense. So I'm going to do my best to talk about it. And then at the end of this, bring on the questions, give them to me, and then we can all talk about them. So how I've explained to a few people about meals is you are either a 3 meal a day a person, or you're a 4 meal a day person. I personally have tried 3 meals. It doesn't work well for me. I go to 4. I know some of you are snackers. So yes, part of this is going to be very individualized, but I want for this first week, I know I talked to some of you about snacking and how 4 meals might be better for you. If you're not in a routine yet with meals, I want you to try 3 meals a day this week. See how it works for you. On days you're active, you're working out, I want you to add in another meal. So that could be a protein shake. That could be, so let's talk about this. 1 serving of a Greek yogurt, that's not a ton of protein. It's only 13 grams of protein. That's half a serving of protein. So you're gonna look at me like I have 5 heads, but 2 of those Chobanis is really 1 serving of protein. And then a carb with each meal for this first phase of our plan. So in your nutrition or in your cookbooks, that's like your oatmeal, and then that's the carb. If you're having toast, that's the carb. If you're having, a banana or mango or whatever those things are, that's the carb. And then have a protein with it. So that's eggs. I know some people can't eat eggs, cottage cheese, yogurt, chicken sausage, turkey bacon. That's the protein. And then you also want a fat, right? So fats for women, really, really important, no matter if you're pre or post menopause. Good, healthy, whole food fats like egg yolks, peanut butter, olive oil, avocado are really important for our hormone reproduction. So really important for stabilizing and reproducing hormones every single day. They also fats help carry like protein, and carbs help carry protein to your muscles, to your cells, and help distribute it. So it's a binder. It's really important. Pooping is also really important. So if anyone has a question about that, might be weird for you to talk about it, but I talk about it all the time. It's not weird anymore. So let's see. Okay. So we're just focusing on phase 1. This is a little overview of the phases to come. Let's go to the next slide. Okay. This little fun portion. So let's be real for a second, right? If you guys go to the back, the very last page of your cookbook, hold on, I'm gonna grab mine. I'll be right back, 2 seconds. Okay, if you go to your cookbook, there is this proteins, carbs, veggies, and fats. This is how I've broken down how you know what you're eating, and everything throughout the book should be color coded. I'm a visual person, so I like the color coding. So this is the quote unquote grocery list when you're planning your weeks. Just make sure when you plan every meal, there's a protein in it, there's a carb in it, and there's a fat in it. Veggies are carbs. Even like the basically water-based ones, right? So those would be like carrots, celery, cucumber, zucchini, broccoli, really, really, really low carb veggies. Lettuce, have like mounds of lettuce if you want. The only thing that's going to add maybe something unhealthy to it is the type of dressing you're eating. But if you're sticking to olive oil and vinegar, like, you are on point. Those sorts of things, please eat as many vegetables as you want. I know there's this hand portion size guide here, and it says like a fistful of veggies. Oh my God, eat more. That's just for people who don't eat veggies whatsoever. They need to at least eat that amount. And then will be, I don't do calorie counting. We're not doing measuring. I mean, of course, in the recipes, there's like measuring cups and things like that. But in terms of when you're putting food on your plate, we're not taking out cups. We're not taking out measuring utensils. We're really learning how to visualize what a serving size is on a plate that's best for your body. And so that comes down to everybody's hand is literally made for the size of their body. And so it works as a really amazing tool for understanding how much food you should be eating. So for most people, I want you to have 2 palms worth of protein for your meals, for 3 meals. For carbs, think about if you're dishing up rice or quinoa, half of a sweet potato is really going to fit in that like cup of your hand that your hand makes. It's a really great way to measure carbs. And then serving of fats, I know it says 1 thumb. This can be really deceiving. It's really hard to measure 1 thumb of nuts, right? So for instance, a serving size of nuts is like 1/4 of a cup. It's like 8 almonds. It's not that much. So it's just being conscious of how much you're eating. Just knowing serving sizes is going to help you moving forward. The thumb is really more for like olive oil, peanut butter, avocado. You're going to eat more than a thumb size. You're going to eat it, you know, like anywhere from 1/4 to 1/2 of an avocado. Oh my goodness, words. Anywhere from 1/4 to 1/2 of an avocado is a really great serving of fat for 1 meal, because avocados are just really high in fat. Okay, any questions on the hand measuring stuff before we move on?
I have one.
Yeah.
Veggie wise, because that's essentially what I eat. But I'm a little confused about vegetables as carbohydrates and a handful of vegetables. So can you go over that with me?
Yeah. So I'm looking at if this is going on this plate, and this are the handful of veggies, I really say, hold on, I'm admitting someone. I really say that if you're someone who doesn't eat any veggies, you need to at least be eating like a fist-sized amount of something green, something from the earth.
Okay.
I would prefer you to be eating a lot, like half of your plate of veggies would be fantastic. And that's volume. And so it'll feel like you're actually eating way more than the amount of calories you're taking in. Veggies and carbs are one and the same, but veggies are always going to be a less dense, lower amount of carbohydrates than a serving of rice, a piece of bread, anything processed.
Okay, so that's the difference between like a potato and a bunch of beans. Okay.
Correct. Yeah, beans, chickpeas, a serving of those, and those I really count in the carb category, not so much in like the veg. They're just really high in carbohydrates.
Okay.
So it's just good to know. Yeah, that balance. Let's see. America created the snack. So crackers, cheese, chips, all that stuff. Well, they taste wonderful. They don't really serve your body. They don't really have a purpose for your body. So just keep that in mind. And they're also processed. So they're not as good for your hormones, for your general health. So we're trying to push that whole foods, portion sizes. That is your biggest goal for week number 1. Biggest goal. Actually, in this last bullet point, number 5, I want to touch on that real quick. I had a few people text me today, I'm starving, I'm shaky. I don't ever want you to get to a point where you're feeling lightheaded, dizzy, shaky, because that's not healthy either. There's a balance. It's also okay to be hungry. That's your body giving you signals that, okay, I need some nourishment. I need some food here. My blood sugar is going to drop. It's going to get lower. I need something, but it's okay to be hungry for an hour, you know, while you're waiting for lunch or while you're waiting for dinner. Being hungry for 3 hours, like starving for 3 hours, probably not great. And it's going to be really uncomfortable. So if that's how you're feeling at any point through this, I want you to text me, because this isn't a diet. I'm not trying to take away food where you feel so hungry that you can't function normally through the day. That's not healthy. What we are doing is trying to find your threshold of how many calories your body can eat this first week and either maintain your current weight, or you may start losing a few pounds if that is something that your body needs. And then that's information. If you're eating enough calorie where your body maintains its weight, this is really, really good for you to know. And now you'll have the pictures to come back to. Okay, when I get to my weight I want, I can be eating these full plates, these full meals with a protein, carb, and a fat, and maintain this weight, and I won't gain weight. So this week is a really great reference point for you to understand, okay, I'm eating just enough to maintain, or I'm eating so much that maybe I went up a pound in a week, or I'm losing weight. Oh, I could actually eat more. So this week's going to give us a really great reference point for you individually. Okay, so the 4 meals at the top, that is me including like a protein shake or something pre-post workout, just so you guys know. These are examples of what is a protein, what is a carb, and then essential fats. Before I move off the screen, I'm just going to leave it here for a minute. Think about if you have questions in terms of what's a protein, what's a carb, what's a fat, and I'm going to touch on water and sleep. So if you are someone who is really looking to gain muscle, looking to lose a few pounds, water and sleep are going to be your best friends. Okay, so getting at least 7 to 8 hours of sleep a night, 9 if you're lucky, is really going to promote that weight loss, because now your body is getting into a rhythm where it can repair cells, functions, and then rest. That amount of sleep is also where your body regenerates hormones. So you want that amount of sleep. It's really hard to lose weight if you're not getting the amount of sleep. Something really interesting to keep in mind, the closer you eat to going to bed, the more energy your body spends on digesting the food while you're sleeping, rather than resting, replenishing, and repairing your muscles and your cells. So the closer you eat to bed, you want to try and give yourself 2 to 3 hours before you go to bed. That way your body can spend its energy while you're awake digesting. The closer you eat to going to bed, the less rested your body will actually be in the morning. Kind of a fun fact. Water. If you can drink, this is 32 ounces. Your goal is at least 3 of these. Once you can master 3 of these in a day, then we'll probably move you to 4. So your goal is a lot of water, because what water does is flushes all the toxins out of your body. It's so important. So important.
Emily,
Yeah. Oh no, we lost her. Susie, you there?
Emily, I have a question.
Yeah.
I have a seltzer problem.
Yeah, seltzer's great.
Does that count? Okay.
Yeah, water.
And it's not a problem. I'm so relieved. Okay.
If it helps you drink water, drink all the seltzer. Yeah, especially tea, coffee, little creamer's fine. I know those are always questions that come up. Don't worry about that. We're still frozen on Susie's face. Okay, what I'm gonna do is leave this here. I've already gone over this, but this is just a visualization of how you could plan your meals through the day. And I want to open this up to questions because I know we're coming close on time. Anybody have questions?
Yeah, I'll always have a question. You can count on me.
Okay.
Okay, so one of the things that I've been doing the past week is like logging food because I thought it would be good to get into a habit of paying attention to what I'm eating. And, you know, this particular thing is focused a lot on calories, but also does like the nutrients and the micronutrients and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So it's kind of, you know, a way to see like, well, obviously eating too many fats and not enough protein in a nutshell. In terms of like following recipes and stuff, I'm not so hot on that. And I'm sort of struggling with how much of this is based on like following recipes versus understanding like the plate that you're trying to get us to go with.
Yeah, so I want you to think of the recipes that I have in that book as a guide, as an example. If you're not sure what's a healthy choice or a healthy option.
Okay.
You don't have to use what's in that cookbook. You don't even have to cook any of the recipes in that cookbook.
Okay.
But it's there if you want it.
Okay.
I was talking to a few of you earlier and you're like, avocado toast isn't in the cookbook. And I was like, that's a perfect example. It's a great thing to eat, great fats, a carb, just cook some egg whites with it and you're golden. But that's not even in the cookbook. So I just gave, 4 options per meals to give people ideas.
Why don't you like yolks?
Okay, so I love yolks.
I do too.
If you have to, so this is actually great that's a great question. Yolk is the fat of the egg white is the protein. So if you are gonna have, say, avocado toast in the morning, the avocado is already a big serving of fat, so take out the yolk. If you're just gonna have eggs and toast, keep the yolk and the egg white and the toast. So it's just, now this becomes, okay, now we're learning how much fat to eat, and not have it all at once. Give me the questions. Give them to me.
Any recommendations for people with a really bad sweet tooth?
Oh yeah. So really bad sweet tooth. I love chocolate. I will love eating, a donut here and there. What I'm going to say to you is, if you are someone who likes a little something sweet every day, don't completely take it out. Because at the end of the week or that night rolls around and you're bored, you're going to binge on it. And then that's a really unhealthy way to cope with a sweet tooth. So, if you want a handful of M&Ms or like a piece of chocolate or like a peanut butter cup or like a little tiny, if ice cream is your weakness, a little tiny like bowl of ice cream, let's just add it in to what you eat. And we can either know it's like so few calories that it doesn't really even count. And we don't really need to like, quote unquote, add it in anywhere. But if it's like ice cream and it's high in fat ice cream, then like, we'll just take that into account if it's going to be like a daily basis. I might say, for example, eat 1 less egg yolk if you're going to have a little bowl of ice cream, something like that.
What are
I have a
your-
question.
Mhm.
Oh, sorry.
No, go right.
Kind of going back to and I can't see myself, so I have no idea if you can see my face, but going back to the whole recipe concept. So for phase one, if we don't do one of the recipes, or there's some meals in there, I think, that don't have recipes for them, if we follow the plate concept
Yes,
for phase one, is that what as long as we stick to that?
yes.
Okay.
The portion size,
you.
whole foods, that's what I want you to stick to. The recipes, or the suggestions on, like, let's pick one out, what to eat. These are recipes. Like salad with rotisserie turkey breast, something like that. I didn't put a recipe with that one because I was like, that's pretty straightforward for, just grab a salad and some rotisserie chicken and then just tell me how much of a dressing you're eating. So I know in photos. Questions?
Can I ask a question about protein? So you were saying we should just be going with like this visual sort of understanding of protein. Should we not be looking at like how many grams of protein or,
You can, yeah, if it's store-bought, or like if it's a protein powder and it's like 2 scoops is 20 grams of protein, that's where you'd want to look at it.
so what's ideal?
For a serving size of protein?
Yeah.
Anywhere between 22 to 35 grams per meal.
Great, thank you.
Anything else?
Yeah, can we talk about alcohol?
Oh, yes, thank you for bringing that.
Just like one, let's just go there, because I know I'm not the only one who has a question about this.
Okay, so I am a big component of, you can have a glass of wine, you can have a drink, as long as you're not expecting results if you're having a glass of wine 2 or 3 every single night. Once or twice a week is fine. Every single night, I can't really help you. So that's how I look at it. Yeah. And alcohol, not that I don't really want you guys counting calories, but just so you have an understanding, it really can't, like, alcohol is sugars, and sugars are a carb. So that's how your body processes it. Trying to think of anything else. I'm going to try and have class tomorrow at 5:30 p.m. you guys, if it's not too bad outside. So stay tuned if you were planning on coming. That will be on Instagram or the app if I cancel. Use the Facebook group. I'll be posting on it like every day too. And really, if you have great recipes, you share them. Let's do it. I'll be posting new recipes too as the weeks go on. Yes.
How do we know if it's a great recipe? Like, what if we post something, you're like, oh my God, don't eat that.
You could post it on the Facebook group and be like, Emily Martin, is this good?
Okay.
If you send it to me and I'm like, that's awesome, and it tasted really good, then like post it in the Facebook group. Yeah.
All right, fair enough.
I love it.
Hey, I saw that calendar. I think you have it up on your screen right there, I'm sorry, I have to go back to your screen. Yeah, that's a lot of hustle after waking up to
Sorry.
have the protein, then work out, and then eat right away, right after the workout. I think that,
Yeah, so
why?
if it works for you,
Okay,
eat before the workout if you're working out early morning. If I'm working out early in the morning, like 5:30 or 6:30 in the morning, I don't eat.
right.
But if it's any later, I know I need to eat something before I work out. So that's very much like, you could put that protein plus carb anywhere in your day, pre or post workout.
Okay.
Does that help?
So there's no like, all rules are broken. The day is wasted if I work out, have my protein shake, but literally don't eat again until lunch. No, don't do
I
that.
would just say, make sure, no, you're good. You're still on the plan. I would just then be worried you're actually not gonna eat enough that day. So I'd want you to get in your lunch
Okay,
for dinner.
okay,
Yeah.
Yeah.
okay, good deal.
Perfect.
In these days of early retirement for me, I find that I no longer eat lunch. I always ate lunch. And so this is going to be a bit of a challenge for me to remember to eat something before dinner, before I'm starving at dinner time, which is, I know, a good idea.
Yeah.
I think, is there anything to the idea that eating a heavy meal at night, besides the digestion problem, is counterproductive to what we're trying to do? Or not eating a heavy meal, eating more calories or more of your stuff at
Yeah.
night if you miss lunch?
Yeah. I think it depends on how much you're eating. What your body, so if your metabolism has actually slowed down because you're not eating as much anymore, then you might feel really full the first few days. You add in a lunch, but then your metabolism should adjust and actually basically kick back into gear and start expecting that meal. I don't love the idea of skipping meals because then we're just skipping nutrients and calories. But text me, Beth, and I'll look at, of course, the amount you're eating in photos and we can work with it. Perfect. Anything else? This may cut us off in 3 minutes, just so you guys know. All right, cool. While I'm waiting for any last questions, just remember questions, Facebook, just tag me in the group. It'll pop up, email, and then I'll be getting back to everybody every Wednesday. And then if there's anything I need to respond to, because I'll check Friday, then you'll hear from me 1 to 2 times a week on the food photo stuff. And then if
Emily,
Mhm.
will you order me some of that vanilla?
Oh yeah, the vanilla protein. Yeah.
Thank you.
Perfect. Beautiful. Okay, ladies. Good. Welcome aboard. Let's go. You got this. I'm very excited. And you know how to get in contact with me if you have any questions. I'll be posting this on the Facebook page too. Okay. See you guys soon.
Thank you.
Bye, Emily. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.